It's Mark Messier, and you're listening to Blue Shirt Underground Show, the #1 Rangers podcast. Make sure you tune in and find out all the latest news. Let's go Rangers!
Blue Shirt Underground, motherfucker!
Can't be as a Ranger fan. Can't be as a Ranger fan.
This is an unlawful gathering. This is an unlawful gathering. The truth is out there. The truth is out there.
This is the underground. This is new media. This is the underground. This is new media.
Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar. Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar.
And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers. And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers.
This is New York Rangers hockey. 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 This is New York.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Blue Shirt Underground Show. Today is Wednesday. It is September the 27th. Preseason has begun. My name is Jim, and as always, I am joined on the window below me now by the one and only Eddie Geik. Eddie, good evening. How are you? A new look for us tonight.
Yeah, new look, new beginnings. Yeah, doing good. No, hell no. I'm having
There we go. Okay, so that's how I do that. All right, this is a new feature. Well, not a new feature from Restream, but it's a new feature to us where we can have the chat overlay right on screen with us. And whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, everyone will see everyone's comments.
So they're getting to see this no matter where they are. They're seeing these comments live.
Right.
All right. I'm liking that.
And I can actually I could hide. Well, I guess.
Can you highlight?
If I hide our logo, is our logo gone from the chat now?
Yes.
All right. But then people can't see it on screen. So
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
What the fuck you people do?
I have no idea.
It's just insanity. So anyway, this used to be a paid feature with Restream. They've made it free, so we thought we'd try it out. We know some of you watch on the Facebook, and some of you watch on MySpace. Some of you are on YouTube. Now you'll see all those comments right on screen. You'll know what we're talking about because Eddie and I see all the comments in the studio. So there you are.
Cool. Very cool. Very cool.
So before we get started, because we didn't talk about this last time, and those of you who have been around for a long time, and if you've been to viewing parties, if you've been going to viewing parties for a long time, you all remember Anthony Riga, also known as Tony, also known as Frosty, dear friend of ours, one of the originals. I mean, he was in our first chat for this show. And Anthony had been to a couple of viewing parties with his lovely wife, Karen. And sadly, Anthony's been in poor health the last few years. And I believe sometime in August, Eddie, early August, maybe. We lost Anthony far too young. And he will be missed. He was a longtime Rangers fan, Jets fan, Mets fan. Good guy, just a lot of health issues his last few years.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, he really got I'm going to just say it. He got a raw deal. He had a stroke that took everything to overcome that. And then he winds up getting liver cancer. I think it was liver cancer. And just
that I didn't know.
What? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he was in hospice, I think, for that. I'm not sure on the details, but the thing with Anthony was for me, there are certain, and a lot of these people, this applies to the people in the chat room that we've come to know. They're very unique people with a unique sense of humor. And those type of people mean more to me than, I don't know. Everybody's talking about Brooks Robinson, right? This guy I never met. Like to me, that's just like superfluous stuff. People, I feel like the unique people, the people that make you laugh, when you lose them, it hits you twice as hard.
Right. Absolutely.
People that live to make other people laugh or smile or whatever. It always affects, because the world is losing its characters. Not only its character, but its characters.
Right.
When Jim and I grew up, we had people in our lives that were truly characters, whether it was some distant family member or our family members. They were just larger than life.
Right.
And Anthony was one of those guys. And he was one of those dudes that he had a lot of different interests. And he always took interest in what I was doing, which that always meant a lot to me. When I formed this dumb group, Idiot Box, I sent him a shirt. He wore it. He sent the picture to me. And it meant a lot that he was supporting. And I found out so much just reading about him in his obituary, that he was a drummer. He had played the drums, and I know he was a metal guy, like more of the older metal, like the Black Sabbath and all that stuff, and Motorhead.
Big Kiss fan too, if I remember correctly.
And then I remember that, I don't know, were they at the Poyton still?
Yes,
they were there.
Yes, I was actually trying to find pictures from that, and I couldn't find them on the fly. I should have had it ready, but somebody posted a picture of him recently with us, and
I must have not have really mingled with him and his wife Karen all that much at that one. It was the Molly Wee one that I remember. I was just on the floor watching those two interact with each other, and it was great. It's like Mario said at the time, it's like watching the Ropers.
right.
I mean, they were just going. I mean, that's why I feel so bad for Karen, because I know what it is to have somebody like that in your life, where they're your best friend and your, as well as
right.
that shares so many things and the ups and downs. And I just hate to lose one of the good ones. That's the thing. And
And if I'm not mistaken, Karen and Anthony got together later in life, right?
Not sure about that.
I thought they met, when they were a little bit older than, they weren't I think they were married 27 years. I seem to remember Karen saying something like that. But I mean, Frosty was, I believe, in his 70s. So that would have put him in his mid 40s, if I remember the story correctly. I'll never forget, his health, even before he had a stroke, it was something he always had to be careful about. I think he might have had diabetes, but I don't remember. But I was walking to it might have been that Molly Wee party, and we were doing a viewing party, and I'm walking with Karen and Frosty. We had run into them in the street, and we were walking to the bar together, and it was, all I remember, it was bitter cold. And she was yelling at him about something, that not taking care of himself or something. And she yelled at him and she said, "You're going to go blind, or you're going to lose your eyesight," or something like that. And he looked at her and he just said, "I've seen enough." And I just thought that was one of the funniest things I'd ever heard in that moment. I've seen enough.
Well, maybe as a Met, Jet, and Ranger fan, he had seen enough.
He had seen enough.
Yeah, I mean,
he'd seen enough.
Yeah,
but, sweet man, and he will be missed. Everybody liked Anthony. He was a good guy.
These guys like him, and everybody really, they mean a lot to me. Like I said, I go back to the characters, and he really, I don't know. I just feel like, and his wife Karen, I can't say anything. I mean, if she stood by him, a lot of people, when their spouse or somebody gets sick, they don't know how to handle it.
Right.
She really mustered, a lot of courage and fortitude to take care of him.
Yeah, because for a long time he was completely non-communicative.
Right. It took a while for him to rehab from that stroke.
Right.
So, I listen. I wish her the best. I know she's struggling as anybody would, but I'll never forget the guy. I know Jim won't, and we won't. So, that's
And
how
there's a sadness beyond the obvious. There's a sadness to it, to the fact that we have now been together so long and been doing this for so long that we're starting to lose people.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, long time, and we're starting to lose people along the way. Unfortunately, Anthony's not the first, and sad to say, he's not going to be the last. But I think Anthony was probably one of the guys we were closest to. James Graham was another guy we knew from viewing parties, and he's another guy we've lost in the last couple of years. So, it's like my man said, growing old ain't for sissies.
I know.
It's not for sissies.
And now John Newman, is he reporting that was kidney failure? That
I did see that, but I don't know.
I stand correct.
That may be true. I know John did keep close contact with Frosty. So
okay. All right. Well,
but I can tell you that Frosty wouldn't want us sitting here for a half an hour mourning him. Frankie, there's another. We forgot about Frankie. We lost Frankie too.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they're all together and they're watching. They're watching us on the big YouTube in the sky.
Huh. Yes. I don't know. Now I'm getting a conflict. Whatever it is, he's in a better place than this, especially with the way his teams are playing.
Right. Right.
He's in a happier place. All right. Let's get down to beeswax. Let's get down to business.
Now let's try and be funny.
Yeah. Hey, listen, that's what he would want. So I'm going to try my hardest to be funny.
We made Frosty laugh back in the day, so
yes,
we'll carry on.
All right, so
2 games under the belt.
I don't know. Did you watch the first game? I feel like a lot of people kind of browsed the first game. I
have watched both of these games, pillar to post, my friend.
That is dedication, ladies and gentlemen.
Look, this is not, this is new media.
Right, this is new media.
This is old new media or new old media.
New old media.
I look, I got to cover this team. I got to talk about this team. I got to know what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's a lot of new faces. I mean, I know a lot of these guys won't wind up on the big club, but I know I'm going to be a little too rah-rah here, but I'm a bit excited about the Wolfpack. Some of these guys, they might actually have a competitive team.
Yeah, they're going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I think they're going
to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of guys that are fringe NHLers on this team that will be sent down, and I think they're good players. They're not just scraps,
right?
I mean, who knows? I mean, the Wolfpack could lose their first 30 games, but still,
I'm seeing maybe some guys that can be plugged in at times and help out. I don't necessarily see any superstars in the making, but I think I see a couple of guys we'll talk about. One guy that you first heard about right here on this show a year ago, I told you about. We'll get into him in a minute.
Who's that?
Matt Rempe.
Oh, did he accord himself well?
Rempenstein, baby. Rempenstein.
Holy moly. Chris Campoli, Tyler Toffoli.
And that nickname's catching on, by the way. I'm just waiting to hear Steve Zippe use it.
That clown. Yeah. I tell you, you know what I liked about him? First of all, both him and Edstrom, who are these freaks, 6'7" apiece, they're not like slow and lumbering. You know what I'm saying? They
remember Chris, what was it? Chris McKenna?
Yeah.
Chris McKenna.
Steve McKenna. Maybe.
Steve McKenna.
Yeah. They're not.
Or maybe it's Chris McAllister I'm thinking about. But yeah, Steve McKenna. He was a lummox.
Right. What? There's a rant going on by Chris Bissonette. You know what he just called you? A fagoozy. You know what fagoozy means? Anyway, I don't know what that's spinning.
Yes, I had my McAllister confused with my McKenna. Chris McAllister played for the Rangers. Was 6'8" or 6'6". Excuse me.
How big was Harry York? Remember him?
4'9".
I called him Sergeant York. That guy, Harry York.
Depending on which website you look at, Chris McAllister was somewhere between 6'6" and 6'8".
Oh wow!
And Kevin McKenna, yeah, he was, but they were lummoxes.
Yes, I agree with Costa. Not all, Anna Hartford will not be 4A players. Well, let's go back to Rempenstein or Rempe. I like the motion in his ocean. I mean, he can move. He's got the hands. He was not an offensive giver. And my favorite part is he takes on the toughest guy on the Islanders, and he basically initiates it. When do you ever see a Ranger initiate it with a tough guy on the other team? Never. 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 And that guy that he fought, what was it, Johnston? He can go, that guy.
Yes, he can.
Go.
And there were a couple of heavyweights dropping bombs there.
And body blows. They kept going. A lot of energy in both of them. The
refs let him go.
Yeah.
For a change.
And so if he winds up in the minors and they need to call him up again, it was the Islanders' first preseason game. It is preseason.
Right.
So you try to take this stuff with a grain of salt, but I want to see something good.
Hey, look, it's all we got to go on, so it's what we're going to it's what we got.
I mean, I didn't think Varlamov was really good. He basically was the Jonathan Quick of the Islanders. We'll get into that, but
that's a shame.
We'll get into that too because people are panicking already. But so yeah, I like that Rempe kid. I like him. It looks. I don't know what his stats were in Hartford. When I went to a couple games to see him, I wasn't super impressed. But I don't know. I think he accorded himself well, and we'll see.
Matt Rempe, 6 goals, 4 assists last year for the Wolfpack.
How many games?
53 games.
Well, wow.
87 penalty minutes. Rempe goes 6'8", 240 pounds. That's a twisted steel and sex appeal, my friend.
And the other guy, Edstrom, he's like 6'7", 235. So
Twin Towers.
The Twin Towers. It's like who was the Twin Towers with the Knicks way back when? It was Marvin Webster and who? Boy, I know there's not a lot of Knick fans.
Bill Cartwright.
Bill Cartwright. Yes, they were.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was just the first game that came to mind.
Yeah, no, you're right. The Twin Towers. Starvin Marvin Webster. So, it's good to have some capable guys. I don't know why his goal totals was so low though last year. 6 goals and that many.
I don't think this guy's a big goal scorer. I mean, he played in the WHL for 2 years and only he played what equals 1 full season in the WHL. And he only scored 18 goals in the WHL. Okay. So if you're not scoring in the WHL, chances are you're not a big goal scorer.
Right.
Okay. I'm pretty sure Cutter could get 15 goals in the WHL.
Cutter's got some talent, Sam.
Cutter's got talent.
Butch. He's gonna go. All right. So Rempe's got your attention. Now in game 1, going back to game 1, did you have any analysis about game 1?
Boy, game one was there just was nothing going on. I don't know. The broadcast was praising the effort, praising the shots on goal.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they were, and I'm not even trying to get on the broadcast. I'm just saying I didn't really see it.
No, it was a very blasé game.
I'll tell you who stood out. Adam Sikora stood out. This guy Belzile.
No, his Bezil.
Alex Bezel.
It's like Godzilla. It's like Godzilla.
But I mean, he's in his 30s. So I mean,
I didn't think he played that well. He looked like a big oaf out there. What do you wear, 60 or something? Some crazy number like that.
60, yes. Sikora stood out. Who's the other guy? What? Bleed?
Yeah, Anton Bleed.
He
played really well.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Ranger fans were happy what they saw.
Yeah.
I liked Ben Harper. With the fight at the end of the game, he dismantled that guy Greer. And I forgot about him. Like, I was like, oh, we lost Mikolo.
Sean makes a good point. Rangers were late getting in because, the weather was bad. And, it's hard to get from New York to Boston. It's not like it's 3 hours away. It's not like they couldn't have gotten, and it's not like they could get on a bus at 7 o'clock in the morning and been there for lunch. I mean, I don't know. I gotta.
Yeah. It would have been nice if they would have told us the game was pushed back. I was looking at 5 o'clock, like, what's this Ranger game? I'm watching something with Hank on it. He's got this thing, like 30 or something.
Doing an infomercial
like a podcast.
For a juice pourer?
I don't know. He was doing a Floby ad. It was not bad. I was watching the show. I said, it's better than his JB Smooth bullshit.
Right.
He interviewed Richter and he interviewed McEnroe. So
there were a few takeaways from the Boston game. It wasn't, it wasn't a whole lot going on in that game. Last night, obviously you had more of the starters playing, and they come right out. Capo Caco flying around the ice last night, Eddie. Flying around the ice. I thought it was Carl Hagelin.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Not that kind of speed, but
I thought it was Carl Hagelin.
Wow. He's retired. Maybe Carl Hagelin now. I don't think Zach Wilson. Don't even get me started with the Jets.
Thank you, Frankie.
Don't even start with me with the Jets. Now, I'm going to say I am not just in this quickly. I saw it in the chat room. Sean definitely hooked me on this one. I took the bait. I'm not a like crazy Jet fan. Like I don't sit there and get all emotionally invested and lose my mind like everybody on terrestrial radio and on the internet. I just kind of look at the final score, if it's a game I'm watching, whatever. But I'm going to just say this about the New York Jets. You are an embarrassment to sports. That team, I've always said about the Rangers, win or lose, I know they're going to lose. All right? The reality is the New York Rangers will lose in the end. You will not be gratified with the Stanley Cup. Right? But I like to be proud of my team. That 2015 team, they went to 16, whatever. They went to the finals. Hey, we got to the finals. Okay. I liked a lot of guys on that team. Even 2 years ago, they didn't win the Stanley Cup, but I was proud of the guys.
Right.
The Adam Kopp, what was his name? Kopp? Adam Kopp? What was his first name?
Andrew Kopp.
Andrew Kopp. Frankie the Rifle. I was invested in it. But those Jets standing on the sideline, fighting each other, yelling at each other, mutiny on the bounty is a disgrace. I cannot root for a team like that. Sorry. All right, now getting back to the Rangers and the coaches. Forget about it. Forget about it.
I did watch a little bit of the Jet game.
Oh my!
And I'll tell you, their defense does an awful lot of chest thumping for a team that was down 10 points, about to be 1-2. They're awful happy with themselves, though. I'll tell you that much.
Meanwhile, they can't get a turnover for shit, which could have turned that game into maybe a game. But who cares? Who cares about fucking football? Who cares about baseball? Isn't that over?
God bless those idiots that sat out in that rain on Sunday. Miserable.
Oh my God! You got to know.
Miserable.
You got to be a moron to watch that. Okay, now going back to my beloved New York Rangers. Let me backtrack a little to the first game. A lot of people are getting a little early jitters about Jonathan Quick. Why didn't they keep Halak? This and that. Quick is finished. He hasn't been good in 3 years. What's your take on it? Are we panicking yet? Or
no?
All right.
I'm not panicking over the backup goaltender in September.
Okay. All right. So I hear that.
Not as long as they have top 3. I won't even boast that he's the best goaltender in the league. I'll say he's one of the top 3 goaltenders in the league as our number 1, and a guy who can carry the load.
Right. And
on a team that should be able to put the puck in the net. Am I really going to get worked up if my goaltender gives up 3 goals a game? No, because this team should be able to outscore him.
And Robert Schmidt makes a good point here, is that Halak struggled in the preseason, and what was he, 0 for his first 6 starts or something? He was terrible. He was awful.
So he changed masks.
Yes, that's right, Jim. You were the one who came up with that stat.
Right. We had that stat for you.
Yeah. So
I'm not worried.
And if you're worried about if Shesterkin goes down, you would rather have it. If Shesterkin goes down, they're losing no matter who's backing up.
Right. Unless you're going to have Vasilevsky as your backup. You're not going to, when Hank got hurt that time and Cam Talbot came in and had that unbelievable streak, that's not natural.
Right.
That's the exception. That is not the norm for a backup goaltender. And Cam Talbot has put himself together a nice little NHL career, but he's never been that 15. He's never been that guy that won those 15 games or whatever it was, 15 out of 16, whatever that run was.
Sean McCaffrey's favorite player.
And I like, we all liked him, the Alabama Slammer, the Goalbuster, the Huntsville Horror, the great Cambino. He had more nicknames than any backup goaltender in hockey history.
Let me ask you this. Well, we got in trouble. Didn't like a relative of his write us that we were kind of making fun of him when he was before he played?
A family friend.
What was that all about?
I wrote an article. This is when I was still running Blue Shirt Banner, and they sent, if I remember correctly, they sent Talbot back to Hartford. And I wrote this completely farcical Onion-style article, just making up. I even said in the article, this is a work of fiction or something like that. And it was so bombastic and stupid. And this guy took me to like I was bashing Cam Talbot. And him and I went back and forth on email for like 2 days. This guy just would not let it go.
Wasn't he like, he's got a career. This is his career, and you shouldn't be something like that.
Right. Meanwhile, Cam Talbot seems to have done okay despite my scathing, despite my yellow journalism.
Yeah. That was weird. I just remember that. We're making impact. People are listening to us. Usually negative impact, but we're making impact. So I'm not too worried about the Jonathan Quick. He didn't look all that good, but give it some time.
I'm not worried about it. There's Sean, I apologize. That was me emailing you from a burner account.
It could be. He's
Those were the very that might have been that. Well, that might have been 2010, maybe. So, but yeah. Anyway, I'm not worried about it. He's the backup
figure it out.
goaltender. They'll figure it
put
out.
Louis Domingue in there. It's the
Louis
same
Domingue,
thing.
Dylan Garand,
Dylan Garand, Hellberg, Magnus Hellberg. What was that guy's name?
Jamie Ram,
Jamie Ram.
Vitaly Yeremyev. He's got to be around doing nothing somewhere, right?
Ah,
Alex Auld. He's big. He's bald. He's Alex Auld.
Yeah. I mean,
they'll figure it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Then they've got options. And if they don't have options, they'll find an option.
I just don't want to get too like
Mackenzie Snapsky.
Yeah, we get the guy who only could beat the Sabres. So
we may be chasing the Sabres this year. We might need that. Who knows?
That's true. I did not. I'm not gonna. I just can't get in. Part of sports fandom that's driving me nuts is, and Dr. Darwin Bushman, you're number one when I think about that are emotionally fucking throwing themselves 100% into the New York Rangers. Please do not, sir. Root for them as hard as you can, but don't be calling any Filipino hockey shows and being like, I can't take it anymore. These people, they sound pathetic to me. These type of fans.
I love his passion because
I love his passion too.
But you know what? Because his love for the Rangers and his passion and his all-in concept, he carries that to this program. He is absolutely. He says, last night I sent him the link. I said, just so you know, there's a show tomorrow night because with the time difference, I try and remember to let him know because it's like, it's 2:00 next Wednesday wherever he is already. So I try and let him know when there's going to be the show. And he goes, oh, I can't live without my favorite hour and a half of the week. He's like, thank God you let me know. I mean, that passion carries over to this show. So what makes him crazy about the Rangers is what makes him crazy about us. So it's all good with me.
I'm sick of the emotional fans. I mean, haven't we been through this so many years? I mean, be emotional, but don't carry on. It's ruining your life. And again, Dr. Darwin, no offense. No offense. We love the emotion that you bring. But they want to get hysterical over Jonathan Quick. They should have gotten this guy. Why didn't they bring back Halak? Things change in hockey. You can't always have your favorite guy that you liked back. That's right.
Dr. B is riled up because he's so far ahead of us. He's already seen Laviolette and Drury get fired.
He's a month and a half ahead. Wow. So try not to get too crazy. Quick could play the next game, face 25 shots, not give up no goals, and then you wasted all that. Save the emotion for the regular season, but don't carry on. What am I to? Who am I to tell you how to be a Ranger fan? But I just been down this road so many times. I mean, then I'll watch the first game they lose. I'll be screaming and yelling.
Right. All bets are off when it comes to you. You'll sit here and you'll take everybody to task, but when it's you, it doesn't. Forget it.
You know what it is? Is I can't practice what I preach. I will be. That's the thing. I can give advice, but to take it, my own advice, never.
You are the Jim Baker of Ranger fans. The Jerry Falwell.
Yes, exactly. Jim Baker. I actually went to his compound, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah, I never told you that story. I'll save it for we got to kill time.
A rainy day.
Yes. So last night's game. Let me ask you this, Jim. This plays into our whole kumbaya bullshit that Butch Goring has to be in the freaking. Does this annoy you? Is this something that annoys you fans or Jim, more importantly?
Well, I mean, they did it last year too, and yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, my thoughts on this whole "we're one big happy family" they're well documented. I mean, Bill Chadwick. Could you imagine Bill Chadwick doing a game with Eddie Westfall? Jim!
Oh, forget it.
Jim! Get this clown out of my booth, Jim! He's spilling my scotch!
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It would never have gone on.
No. And I would say, after the initial Butch Goring ridiculousness about the Islanders, saying that, shit, I forgot this guy's name. Oh, but it'll come to me. I'll look at it. He was going off on some guy that, frankly, I had never heard of, on how he had a great playoff, and he was comparing Anders Lee and Chris Kreider, and I was like, what? I mean, Anders Lee scores on the power play, but apparently he's a heart and soul, like he was. No. And he kept making excuses the Islanders weren't playing with their full lineup.
Right.
They were playing with their best guys. Well, their best guys are Besser, that didn't play, are Besser and Barzal. That's it. The Rangers were playing without their best players, too. There was no Panarin. There was no Zibanejad.
Right.
So he was all right, though. He started praising he praised Fox. I don't know if you heard that one.
I did. He did have some surprisingly good things to say about the Rangers, but those are things you would never hear him say on an Islander broadcast. Like Saturday, what is it, Friday night or Saturday night when they play at the IBS arena, and it's Goring and Micheletti with whoever their play-by-play guy is. You're not going to hear any of that out of Butch Goring. None of it. You're not going to hear any of it. He was pandering last night is what he was doing. He was pandering.
Yeah, and and these guys know each other for years, and they play golf together apparently.
Yeah.
No chemistry. Like they weren't fun. They weren't like, oh, Joe, didn't you hate it when the goalie would freeze it or not freeze it or whatever? And like just nothing. Nothing. So,
did you see the fist bump at the beginning?
Yeah.
Awkward.
Then he hit him in the chest, I think, right?
Sam should have punched him and knocked him out of the booth.
Yeah.
You see Micheletti just flip over the back of the booth and fly out right off the Chase Bridge.
I am pretty sure now. I did this in the game thread. The Islanders have that guy Jackson Cates, and I'm almost sure Sam said Kate Jackson. He got it mixed up for just a second, and my wife said she heard it too. I was like, who else? Charlie's Angels. He's starting off. He's starting off right on cue. Sean says he thought they both had Parkinson's. That seems to be I don't know. Fist bump was god awful. You're right, Chris. All right, so let's get back to back on task, as they say. Igor gets the start. I like what Igor said in his early interviews, saying that whether I face 40 shots or 18 shots, I approach the game the same way. He looks like he's okay. He gave up one goal on like 11 shots. The Islanders did not provide much offense in that first period, especially. And really only, I think it was the second half of the first period they kind of picked it up.
Yeah, after the timeout, they were better.
Oh, the genius of Lane Lambert.
Right, like he's the first guy to figure it out. Well, you got to admit they're not used to it. Gerard Gallant never did it. They're not used to it.
I mean, after 3-0, I mean, who would think to call a timeout in the NHL? Right. I mean, this is brilliant. Scotty Bowman, like, give me a break. And the Rangers, I mean, Kakko this is when he's playing his best hockey, when he takes the puck and he protects the puck. He's a big guy, like he's wide, and when he does that, and there was one shift where he held on to it for a good, 15 seconds, and then was praised by Laviolette for doing that, saying, I didn't really know he could do that. That's why the expectations are so high for this guy. And I thought he had a good game. You know, he again, now so
Who did he skate? Did he skate with Othman last night? I forget who was
I
on
think it was Trocheck and Othman and somebody. I'm not sure. Somebody refreshed me on lines. I don't mess.
the line that Kako skated with. The whole line was really good. I'm going to ask this question, and I'm asking it seriously. I really do want a serious answer because I pretty much there's pretty much that one player every year that I can just fill in the blank on this question, and I just don't understand. Do we really need? I mean, Johnny Brodzinski has now played both games in his preseason. Do we really need to see this much Johnny Brodzinski? Do we not know? I mean, is there something? Is there some untapped talent we don't know about with 30-year-old Johnny Brodzinski? Othman, Trocheck, Kako. Thank you, Sean. I thought Othman was with Kako. I thought they played very well.
Well, you're talking about Broadway Brodzinski?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have any other players that we need to see.
Well, maybe Laviolette wants to see him. A new coach. Maybe.
Well, isn't he supposed to clear these things with us first?
I mean, he played good on the first game. He was good, but don't we just all think he's destined to be like the Hartford captain? I mean, I
right?
Mean, isn't it kind of?
Can't wait to meet him.
Yeah,
can't wait to meet Broadway Brodzinski.
Hey Broadway, can you take a picture with me?
We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Yes.
Sean's killing me.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah, I mentioned that. Yeah. Well, before we start lauding some of these players, let me tell you somebody who's annoying me already. Can you guess who I find annoying on the New York Rangers? It's a guy from last year. It's not a new guy.
Already annoying you?
Yes, he's already annoying me. I'll tell you why he annoys me.
Miller?
No. Come on.
Trouba?
No, none of the defensemen.
Defenseman?
Vinny Trocheck annoys the shit out of me.
That's his job.
I know, but he takes stupid penalties. He's undisciplined. He's around. He's trying to injure people. I don't like that. I don't like it. He's always smiling and just shut. You're annoying me. I don't know. Maybe
Barclay Goodrow's always smiling.
Yeah, he wasn't very involved, I thought. Listen, yeah, he drew a double minor because he tried to injure somebody with a knee. And
well, that was ridiculous too. That was 2 punches to Trocheck's head while he was on the ice.
Yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous. But I'm not a fan of a guy. He takes dumb penalties. I don't know. Maybe I don't think my annoyance will be seasoned long, but it was just annoying me in the game. Somebody said Brett Howden was annoying me. It's a Stanley Cup winner, Brett Howden.
Already.
Okay, now let's talk about Brendan Hoffman.
Okay.
Brennan Hoffman.
Brennan.
The Ranger fan base, I think we all can agree he played a pretty good game last night.
I thought so.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm going to hold steadfast. I don't want him making the big club.
No.
I want him in the minors. I don't care if he blows the doors out in preseason. I want him in the minors. We've gone this route so many times with these guys play and they stink. Develop.
Right. They're just it's not even that they stink. They're just not ready.
They're not ready.
They're just not ready. Let him go play 15, 16 minutes a night in Hartford. He could be the alternate to Johnny Brodzinski.
And they say a lot about, they've been using this year. They got to get the junior mentality out of them. They've got to become a pro. So that seems to be a big deal. The junior, we got to get the junior mentality. I think he even mentioned it. I've got to learn to play the pro game. But of course, there's nothing not to love about him, Jen. I think the guy he's feisty. He's got some skills that can pay the bills. But let's let him develop, because they're going to be screaming for this guy.
I think Jen's talking about Trocheck, actually.
Oh, Trocheck. Oh, sorry.
I think that's who she's talking about.
I think it is, yeah. So, I thought the game, you can't get too crazy about now. And I remember Sean, I read his blog, and he was a little bit upset with the Rangers not scoring when they had the 4-minute power play, which I think is a little. I mean, it could bug you, but the Rangers haven't even practiced.
They haven't even worked on it yet. They watch videos. They watch videos.
Yeah, I mean, so I can't. But it is something. Go ahead.
I was going to say they watch videos, which is great to learn about sex, but probably not about the power play.
Right. Well, you are correct there, sir. And I really think that that's something they need to improve. Not on so much the power play, because they were like 11th or 9th on the power play or something like that. They were
something like that.
Yeah, and the problem is the 5-on-3s, the long power plays where they come up with nothing.
Right.
That's the Ranger bugaboo that needs to be corrected. Did you notice a change? Now go ahead.
I was going to say the one thing I did notice was that on that power play last night, the 4-minute power play, is that there was several line changes. There were several, he rotated the power play units several times during that power play. He didn't leave the first unit out there for 3.5 minutes and then put the second power play on the ice for a half a minute.
Will that change once the big money makers hit the ice?
Yeah, I believe. I believe this is how Laviolette is going to coach this team.
Okay. I have to say, I thought of Patty Duke when I saw Chris Kreider score on a breakaway and make some moves. I don't think I've ever seen that. Usually he is not a good finisher in that kind of capacity. Usually a tip or a greasy goal kind of. That's usually his forte. But he came in.
He's found love now. He's a different player.
He was rocking no facial hair last night. Did I see that right?
The wife made him shave.
What do you mean? Kreider's married?
You didn't see the pictures? Yeah, he got married this summer.
What's his name?
Oh.
He got married?
He got married.
There you go. Patty, are you upset about this? Beefcake has been swept. He got married. Well, congratulations.
Pretty girl.
Of course, these hockey players, but then what do you say? Oh, boy, she's a real dog.
And Mika was his best man.
Oh, God, give it up. Those two.
What's wrong with that?
Get a room. He did. Okay, I did not know that. Off the mark. This sucks.
What?
It sucks for Patty Duke. I mean, she's the one she championed him way before this broad that came in did. She's been a fan. All right. So, okay. So, I stand corrected. He is a heterosexual. He must be very private because you never
stand corrected. He is a heterosexual, at least on paper.
Yeah, but you're allowed a hall pass once in a while. Patty Duke. No, I mean, because the rumors were that he's never seen with women. There's no pictures. He just must be a very private guy.
He's a very private guy. He avoids all social media.
Okay. So, okay, all right. So I stand corrected. I've been implying that for years, and not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just, just trying to figure. All right. So he scored. Wow, I didn't realize that he had no. That's why I'm not seeing any pictures. He's not on social media. Not that I'm some social media, mogul. But so you're where are we all here in this chat room? Oh, look at him, huh? We get married in a state park. I mean, this guy can't afford anything better than this. Picnic with the family. What is that? A cooler over there? I mean, really, Chris. What is he making? Like $7-8 million a year?
Come on out to our wedding picnic.
Yeah. Wow. I think that's why he stays on social media. So idiots like me wouldn't make comments like that.
Right. You think maybe that's why he stays? Jersey Mike's did the catering.
I don't know.
We got bologna on one end, and the other end is ham and cheese. There's White Claws in the cooler.
The vineyard?
And Bush in the cooler bag.
Yeah.
We're going to bring out the garbage can, fill it with ice. And that'll have natty light in it.
The ceremony looked fabulous, Sam.
Oh, Joe.
Oh, Joe. The nuptials. Okay, let's get back to it. Now, I'm hearing a lot of talk about this fourth line being Goudreau, Bonino, and who's the other guy? Somebody fill it in. It was great pace to the wedding, Sam. I can't even think of it. But I didn't hear anybody mention Veazey.
He played against Boston.
Oh,
look.
God. What is this? What are they doing? A musical? I don't understand.
And I believe that's Mika way back here in the background there. I think that's Mika.
I don't know about this bride. Again, I should really not be commenting on anybody's looks. But I'm not Pitlick, Ty Pick. Yeah, that sister wives didn't end up good. Yeah, I don't know. Can you put that picture back up just for a second?
You want the picture back? The show has officially been derailed by Chris Kreider's wedding.
Well, this is new information. Again, I'm better with visual aids during the show. See, Patty Duke did not see it. That's too small. Like that.
Hang on, I got it.
Here we go.
That's not the.
I don't know. She looks like she's a little bit of a horse face.
Come on, she's a lovely lady.
You always take the high road. Well, not really, but still.
Oh, here we go. Here, look. Wait, hold on.
Oh, you found a better picture?
No. Well, yeah, I found a really nice picture of Kreider and his wife.
Uh-oh. I'm being set up, folks. What the hell is that? It's him and Mika? That's who I thought he was going to marry. But didn't Mika have a baby in the offseason, too?
Yeah. Oh, this team's busy with the marriages and the weddings and the babies.
Shesterkin's baby gave me agita last year. I hope Mika doesn't get off to a slow start because of this kid.
Rick Nash had a baby and never scored a goal again.
Yeah, he's a changed man. You remember that?
Yes.
His psychotic father looked like a serial killer. Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. All right. So steer me out of this.
Anyway, back to the game. By the way, do you remember when we watched, you showed us that great video of Laviolette teaching hockey, teaching his system, teaching about what he likes players to do? You remember he showed that one play where the two players will pass the puck back and forth up high while one comes right down the middle and goes to the net for the pass. And I said I thought that would be perfect for Keandre Miller. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but Jacob Trouba did exactly that thing last night in the game.
I did not notice that.
Exactly as Laviolette drew it up, Trouba did exactly that, and it almost worked.
I did notice that the defensemen were much more offensively motivated. They were going up the ice several times. I don't know about that because it's I don't know. I don't want to be leaving Shesterkin exposed, but I don't know. We'll see.
He's fine.
It's good that at least somebody's listening, and if Trouba's doing it and he's the captain, I think that sets a good example for the rest of the players. And if he's, he makes a good amount of coin too, Trouba.
According to the reports, the players have had a lot of they like his fast-paced system. They like his practices, the intensity, the directness of Laviolette. They said it's provided a jolt to the team. They like the attitude, according to the captain, the energy, the enthusiasm. And Jacob Trouba said when asked about Laviolette's impact, there's a little direction. I think that's good for us.
There's a little basically saying there was no direction on the GG.
That direction may have been lacking at times under previous coach Gerard Gallant. It's not that the players didn't respect him, and they certainly won plenty of games with him here, but while they initially enjoyed the freedom of his hands-off style, it ultimately led to bad habits. Their consistency from game to game was lacking. Practices often felt like they were going through the motions. Over time, the simplicity of Gallant's system, which he seemed reluctant to alter based on opponent, insisting instead that they focus on their own execution, grew stale and predictable.
Trouba said all that?
No. Trouba said the first part, then the second part is from the article.
Who wrote the article?
I don't know if I want to say. He doesn't have the best credibility around these parts, but someone who covers the Rangers, and I'll leave it at that.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that is pretty...
All that matters is that it's what we said for a year.
Yeah.
At least some of it is, anyway. We didn't know anything about their practicing, but...
Right. So I think right now we're in the honeymoon stage.
Yep.
So everything...
like we said the other night, Laviolette is still in the lingerie.
Yes, he's exactly. He's, once the season starts...
And the top comes off, then we see what happens.
The top comes off. You're blushing over there.
Speaking of... Why does Laviolette wear suits that are like there's his shoulders that are out there here? He looks like Frankenstein.
Yeah, he does. I don't understand that. Maybe he was. I can't imagine him being bigger. I mean, in his career, and then he can't get suits to fit him. But doesn't that change once you come to New York? Isn't this like the fashion capital of the world? Everybody looks. Gallant looked good. All right, Quinn was a little wacky. He was like a wacky professor with that hair. Matt Morello still will not forgive him about his hair. And, Vigneault was like, he was super spiffy. And Torts, too, was a good dresser. So you got to stop dressing like Jack Capuano. All right? Fred Flintstone over there. So, we'll see. We'll see if it improves the fashion police. We cover it all here. I'm gonna tell
you get it all.
You get it all. We're gonna criticize your marriage ceremony,
wedding planners, style. We talk about everything.
Yeah, we're like the E Network of
right.
New York Rangers hockey.
Excuse me.
I think also a guy who impressed me in last night's game was this Eric Gustafsson kid, Sam. He looked like he wasn't afraid of the physical play. He looked like he's got some sense, some hockey sense. He made a nice move to go around somebody and get a real quality shot. It's going to be very interesting in that 5-6 spot who is going to get it. And I think that Gustafson probably is going to get it because of the familiarity that Laviolette has with him.
Yeah, I think that's fair in the beginning. Zach Jones. If Zach Jones wants to make the roster, he's got to earn it.
Zach Jones was very good in that first game. He's a great passer, but whether he can play defense in this league is another thing. And he really, to be fair, and I'm a big fan of his. He wasn't all that impressive last year in the 15 games he played, 20 games he played. But again, he's not getting any power play time with the Gallant team. I don't think he'll probably get a power play time if he makes this team, but he's surely. I think if you're going to have Schneider, you got to have him with either Harper or Gustafson. I don't know how the right-handy, left-handy breaks down, but that whole bit. But I think that's what we're looking now. There was a guy.
I thought they said during the broadcast last night, Laviolette doesn't. I may have heard it wrong, but I thought they said something to the effect of Laviolette doesn't give a big shit about right-handed, left-handed.
I know that that's how he feels about forwards. He's basically a forward, can play any position. I don't know about that right-handed lefty thing.
I thought they said something about that on the broadcast last night, but we'll see. I mean, we got they got 4 more games to go. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think whatever it settles down to, they'll be fine. Now, what's the injury updates? What's going on with the?
Bless you. They said Mika had skated yesterday with the team in a non-contact jersey, and I haven't heard anything new on Panarin, but I wasn't out looking for information.
Right.
So I don't know if there was any update.
Day to day. Yeah, with these lower body injuries. Can we get specific?
No.
I mean, aren't there enough people betting on this sport now that they have to be upfront with injuries?
Nope.
I mean, it comes down to money. People, I don't know. Just
they don't want these guys to be targeted on the ice if somebody knows what's going on.
Oh, that's a bunch of bullshit. They're going at 100 miles an hour. These people targeting. They're trying to score goals. Oh, let's go after Jake Lecision because he's got a sore elbow.
Nobody's going after Jake Lecision.
Oh, he impressed a lot of people. So he made that spinning pass to who was it? He made a nice pass to Blake Wheeler. What do you think about the Blakester?
Blake Wheeler, perfect. Him and Trocheck, third line. That should be your third line is right there. Filipino should be the number 2 center. Maybe get his face-off percentage over 40%. Did you hear them say, I think it was during the Boston game, that the Rangers have not finished a season over 50% on face-offs since the GM was the number 1 center.
Ridiculous. Unacceptable. Well, that's why they're saying that that freak Bonino is going to make the team because he's good on faceoffs, and Laviolette really values that, which most coaches should value.
Right.
Faceoffs.
Right.
I mean, but the Rangers are like, playing it like it's NHL, whatever it is now. It's just maximum offense or whatever.
Nick Bonino is still under 50% for his career on faceoffs.
Oh, I guess not. That's what I heard. I was listening to these idiots last night. They were telling me
he's 49.9 or 49.9% on faceoffs. So he's under 50%, but that's still good enough to lead the Rangers.
And Sean is right about Benino. I didn't notice
On this
him at
team,
all.
he's Craig McTavish, as far as I'm concerned.
Sean saying that he didn't notice Benino, like, except that end when he took a half-hearted shot towards the empty net.
That and when he took his helmet off.
I didn't see that.
Sitting on the bench, took his helmet off.
Oh, he did? He exposed that cranium to the fans? A freak.
They were showing the crowd noise meter on his head.
Oh. Some people think that's real.
The crowd meter?
Yeah. That, like, the more you cheer, that more that meter goes up. I've witnessed people cheering, come on, let's get it to 92.
Right.
And, like, you realize that it's pre-recorded.
Right. It's all the noise you hear during those things is artificial.
I am getting,
Anyway.
So
I like Blake Wheeler. I hope he plays well. He's another guy we got 5 years later. Too late.
But on the cheap, even Butch Goring was extolling the Rangers for their basically getting him for nothing.
Right. How do you not? You got to applaud a guy who's made his money and he just he'll come play for a team for nothing. Okay.
Shows you how bad it is in Winnipeg.
Right.
And get offered like a place like New York. You want to come? You want to play for a team? Original Six franchise with their winning ways.
Right.
So much pride.
Want to be part of this winning tradition.
I mean, come on. Everybody wants to retire a Ranger.
Right.
I mean, I guess because the money's good usually. And the only thing that stuck out to me about Wheeler is, again, I didn't watch every Boston Bruin game and every Winnipeg Jet game that he played. Maybe I don't think I even watched what kind of player he was. I mean, I'm truthful with my ignorance. He does look a little bit not swift of foot. He's a big guy.
Here's a weird question about Blake Wheeler. Is he the last Atlanta Thrasher in the league?
I would think Evander Kane would be. 2.
Vander Kane?
Yeah, he played for the Thrash. He was drafted by the Thrash.
Huh.
That's a good question. Cutter, where are you when we need you?
Yeah. Yeah, when you can actually. Oh, yeah, Evander Kane. Yep, Evander Kane. 2 years with the Thrashers.
There's not many left. How many?
And he'll probably wind up being the last one because he's a few years younger than Wheeler. Okay.
This Blake Wheeler could wind up being good.
Many of them.
Garnett Exelby. Didn't he try out for the Rangers? Garnett, I thought I saw him in a preseason game, like Ricky Otazu in 2011 or something. I'm not sure. Zach Bogosian, yes, that's a good one. Zach Bogosian. His name always reminded me of like a Star Trek star system, like the Bogosian star system. Something like that.
Spock, we need to defeat the Bogosians.
They've crossed the neutral zone.
Right.
Any other trying to think of any other guys that Sikora was good. I think they're gonna have a good minor league team, and they'll hopefully, if things don't work out, we'll be able to call some guys up, and they'll be able to look decent. So that's where I am with this. I mean, I don't have.
If somebody ragdolls one of your players early in the season and then there's a retribution game later in the season, you need a call up, you go to the Rempenstein. You charge them up, put the bolts in. Matt hurt people.
Yeah, well,
I think he's a guy that could fill in a little bit here and there. We'll see. He's a young guy too, 19, 20, something like that.
If I had to ask you now, what players really have to prove themselves to you in the regular season? You need to see bounce back. You need to see improvement with. Give me a top 3.
Lafreniere, Kako, Keandre Miller.
Yeah, that's about where I am too. I mean, I hyped up Keandre Miller. He really needs to improve.
You know, if there's 3 and if there's a 3A, I'm still throwing Filipino in there because if that guy wants to be a number 1 or 2 center, he's got to get better than 39% on faceoffs. You got to be
7 years in the league. He's 7 years at the Rangers.
I can't believe. I mean, you know, I feel like this guy. You know, this guy's been around forever at this point.
He has. He played. We went through. He played under Alain Vigneault. I mean, it wasn't a lot of games, but he played under him.
Right.
I mean, come on. Yeah, and you know they were talking about how a great season he had last year. As I remember, wasn't he completely like lost for like 20 games after he got that 20th goal? Like he slumped badly.
There was a stretch, yeah. There was a long stretch. Actually, wasn't it when he hit 19 and we were waiting on his 20th?
They could have been, and then I remember he didn't finish all that well.
I'm going to look that up.
Look it up. 7 seasons. He's only 21. They always said he's not 21. I just exaggerating.
In his 8th season, he's only 18, Sam.
Yeah, you know,
he's still only 24 years old. It's crazy.
Well, come on. Is that his age or his face-off percentage?
39.8. His career face-off percentage is 40.3.
Please. Didn't he bulk up? Everybody was talking about his bod in some of those pictures. Frankie would have loved that.
Well, I just the pictures of him now. You know, I think about when Jen and I met him before the pandemic. He still looked like, you know, he's still a teenager, I guess. Now he's a man.
He's a man.
Act like a man. Hang on. Scoring log. That's the scoring log, game logs. Here we go. Is this what I'm looking for? Yeah, he went about 15, 16, 17, 18, about 19 games without a goal, and he was stuck at that point at 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That was 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yes, when he hit 19 goals, he had about a somewhere around 20 game streak where he didn't score.
Yeah, I mean that's come on. You see what Robert Schmidt said?
No, I saw what Sean said.
Oh yeah.
And then I saw what Bob Schmidt said.
Bobby Schmatz. Bob Schmidt. One of the all-time greats chiming in. You're not alone. Let's put it that way. You're not alone.
So, yeah, I mean, there's my 3, and Filipino is 3A. Okay. He's got to be better on faceoffs. The Rangers are practically begging this guy to take over as the number 2 center. I mean, because it's just not – I just don't think that's the role that Vinny Trocheck is best suited for. I think he's best suited as the third-line center. And if Hedl could just – you know, start winning some damn faceoffs and seize that second line center, then there's nothing but cups in our future, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Filipino, come get the Stanley Cup.
I don't think we'll ever hear that in our lifetime.
You don't think we'll see Filda with the cup?
Filda. I like the kid. Just don't go 20 games without scoring a goal. Come on, it's the
Right.
NHL.
Right.
I mean, give me 3 or 4. Another guy they were talking about, who I didn't even know was on the team, had no idea about this guy's story, is this Mac Hollowell. They were saying, oh, he had a really good game against the Islanders. I didn't even notice him. I'm like, Mr. Howell?
I'm not going to lie to you. I never heard of him before last night.
They were promoting him a little bit, and
Giving him the treatment.
what did he get? Did he get 2 assists in that game or something? Maybe that's why.
He was a +2 last night. 2 hits, 2 shots on goal.
Oh, okay. So that's a +2. Wow, he was a 4th round pick of Toronto. That's who we're bringing in. 5'9", 170, please. And he's redheaded. Not a chance. Smacks of Tim Bothwell.
Tim Bothwell.
I just so that's really all I got. I mean, I was trying to think if there was anything else that really. I mean, it's only 2 preseason games. I really can't get too more in depth. You saw what I saw. It seems like we all saw what we all saw. Is that Tim Bothwell?
There he is, Tim Bothwell.
Wow, that's some hair, though, man. There he is, Timmy Bothwell. I think he was another number 6 in the long list of bad number 6s. What do you think about the numbers? What do you think about?
Oh, very good. He was a number 6, Edward.
Yes,
You know your puck.
I know my number 6s.
62 games as a Ranger, 4 goals, 10 assists.
Did what number Othman was wearing? What, 78 last night?
78 or 71? 78. You're right.
And there was there's like a lot of crazy numbers. I can't stand that in football now. With everybody, the linebackers number 1, you know, like it's crazy.
It's out of hand.
Stupid.
It's out of hand.
I know we're grumpy old men with this guy, but why do they have to change that?
Because it's all about branding and selling jerseys and branding and selling jerseys and selling merchandise.
That's why you got a bunch of selfish pricks on the Jets running around. If I don't get a certain amount of catches because Zach Wilson is atrocious, you know, I can't get an endorsement. You got to bring a new quarterback in there. Yeah, well, just going back to the Jets for 1 second. I heard on the radio today that Robert Saleh was texting with Joe Beningo for an hour after the game. Let me tell you something. If you got time to text with Joe Beningo, a super fan who's that's like
who won a contest to get himself into media.
Right. He
won a contest.
That's like Peter Laviolette calling us, Ed, what do you think we should do tonight? You know,
right.
Get the fuck out of here. Coach the team, asshole. How delusional are you? It's ridiculous. So
it's all going very well over there. One Jet Way.
Jet Life Stadium.
Jet Life.
So anyway, bro, you're right. You know, if I got to hear him fucking say, what a disgrace, bro. What a disgrace, bro. Absolute disgrace. No, again, Joe, you have to be in grace to get disgraced. The Jets have never been in grace, ever. All right, now back to the Rangers. They were, I will say Butch was, it was funny because Sam and Joe were kind of in their whole hype and the other team thing.
Right.
And Butch was actually correcting them, saying, no, they weren't good defensively last year. Whereas Sam and Joe assumed that they're good defensively because they couldn't score. So it was good to see Butch do that. Now they got Danico When's that game? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that. Sean thought Mr. Howell looked better than Zach Jones. Well, Sean, you also, I saw, was it you? No, it was Sean Stein, who wasn't too impressed with Bleed. But I think we all disagree that Anton Bleed could be the future. So.
Devils tomorrow night, Islanders Friday night. Then they're off until next Wednesday. And then they will play Wednesday against the Devils, Thursday against the Bruins. And then we get a week off, and then it's for real. Hopefully, maybe they'll find time to work on the power play.
Yes. And Bleed Blue. I like that. Now we're doing this Hartford thing. We're doing this invasion. It's happening. I heard you had news. I saw today. I was at the beach, and one of those planes came over with the thing that says, "Jim talked to the guy from marketing." Okay, first of all, I wasn't at the beach. It was 65 degrees today, but still, I hear there's something happening with this Hartford trip. This invasion. The reason for the season thing. What's going on?
Yeah, December, BSU month.
Yeah.
First of all, December 2nd, mark your calendar, save the date, viewing party, McHale's.
Strap Rangers, chains.
Rangers taking on the Cleveland Barons at 4 p.m.
Yes.
Actually, it's the Nashville Predators. 4 or 4:30. I forget what time the game is. The usual suspects. We'll watch the game, drink specials, great food. We'll have a big giveaway. We haven't even discussed that yet. We don't even have a graphic yet, but it is happening. It is happening. It is confirmed. That's December 2nd. That's a Saturday. Sunday, December 17th, the Hartford Wolfpack are playing the Toronto Marlies.
Oh, big rivalry.
Big rivalry. The Jacob Marlies, 8 days before Christmas. The Wolfpack, the ghosts of Christmas past, will invade Hartford. I'm calling it our low-class trip.
Yes.
The BSU low-class trip.
We go to Hartford. All right, so you talk to the guy.
We are looking to put together a group. The Wolfpack taking on the Marlies. After the game, there will be meet and greets with the players. You can get, I don't know if it's down on the ice or if it's in the concourse.
I think it's in the concourse.
All right, you take your pictures. We're going to go as a group.
Now, do we get any? Let me ask you: do we get any bonuses for going as a group? Do we get like a special, like 8 hot dogs for $1?
8 hot dogs for $1. Yes, all we have to do is go to the game in 1943.
Time machine,
right?
Well, do we get to meet Chris Kreider's wife and dance in the parking lot? All right, go ahead.
And it is Sonar's birthday. Yes,
That's
we
right.
cannot forget that important part. It is Sonar's birthday. Now I'm going to show you little presentations here. A couple of things they sent me.
I love visuals.
First of all, look at this. Group outings. These are
what was this? Taken from Alta Vista? I mean, this web design is horrible. All right, go ahead.
Look, I had no say in the web.
I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming them. Okay.
These are things that groups can do. You can do an atrium performance. You can entertain our fans as they enter the arena.
What?
You can play on the ice before the Wolfpack take the ice. Your friends and family can come cheer you on. You can watch warm-ups from the bench. You can hold the big flag during the national anthem performance. Amazing. Now, this is my favorite one. Color guard. Present the colors on ice to kick off the game. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting tonight's colors, Matt Morello and Costa. Musical performance.
What?
After they present the colors, here's Idiot Box with the national anthem.
I will work on it in next practice.
On ice intermission, be the center of attention while performing on ice for friends and family. Fundraising.
The game?
The only
basically like everything, but you play in the game.
You pretty much suit up and play the fourth line, I think. Fundraising. Well, that we're not interested in. The only fundraising Eddie and I do is for Eddie and I.
Yeah.
Right. So, love it. Color guard. I want Costa and Matt Morello with the white gloves. And
so we could watch warm-ups from the bench?
I guess that's one of the things they offer as part of the
it like all these things, or you only can do one?
I think you can choose one. Now, I'm not sure. I'm assuming that there is an extra fee involved with those things, but those are just things they offer groups if they want it. It's available to groups. So then we have, let's see what else we have here. All right. So you're going to love this. These are the sweet packages. Right. Oh, wait. I think I
want to be in the suites. I want to be out in the.
Hold on. Now there are suites available, and they have different size suites. I'm thinking if we want to do this, maybe we do it up. We do it right
with the pasta salad and sliders.
I mean, these sweet packages, as far as the food goes, they do leave a little bit to be desired. This isn't exactly the Four Seasons. It's more along the lines of Pizza Hut, Chuck E. Cheese. But you got your cheeseburger sliders, you got your mac and cheese, you got your hot dogs. Now, these, if we were to have a suite, depending on how many people, they have suites for 10 people. They have suites 15, 20. And then, Eddie, hold on to your hats.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Joe. Here it comes. This is the dream, my friend, right here. Hang on. Let me find it. Where is it? No, not that one. Is that it? Yeah, here we go. I think this is it. Look at this. Look at the director's suite, Eddie.
Oh.
The largest, most exclusive suite at the XL Center. The director's suite can accommodate 26 to 50 people. Ultra luxurious, my friend.
Really?
The perfect location to host clients, friends, and family for a Hartford Wolfpack game. There is a full-service bar if you want to pay for it. Dedicated arena seats, private restrooms, flat screen TVs. These are the big boy comforts you like.
Yeah, I like I got to adjust my trusses for my hernia.
A large private dining room, catering options available. Now, I was told. that one of the catering options for the director's suite, this highfalutin, high class, top of the line, pulled pork sandwiches and macaroni and cheese.
They really love their mac and cheese over there.
It's like flying first class on Spirit Airlines. That's basically what it is.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So you and I will have to talk offline about what we want to do. I would say throwing it out in the Facebook group the other day, we probably have approximately at this point 15 people interested. But that was just Facebook,
what's the minimum?
Who might be it?
What's the minimum for a group rate? I want to get our names on that scoreboard. That's all that I care about. And we all sit together.
That is confirmed that if we go as a group, they will put up on the scoreboard, welcome the Hartford Wolfpack, welcome the Blue Shirt Underground, or something like that.
I feel like we've made it once that
I told Patrick from the Hartford Wolfpack, the guest services,
hi, Jimmy.
Whatever his title is, I said, Patrick, that's going to make the whole night. I said, I don't care if the Wolfpack lose 9-0.
I'll get your name, no problem up there.
Shiver to me. I'll put your name up there.
Oh wow!
I want a picture of me and Eddie both with a cheeseburger slider in our hand, in a suite with the scoreboard behind us that says "Welcome Blue Shirt Underground Show," with a big thing of mac and cheese.
I'm a Matsunomi. I would love to wave at Costa riding the Zamboni.
Coast with that hat on with the light.
Well, that sounds pretty reasonable. What did the
Now,
other packages
so
go for?
The group rates start at anything over 10 people.
Okay.
But I think you need a minimum of 15, or I think it's 15 for the suites. And of course, the suites cost a little more money. You and I'll talk about it. We'll have to talk about it off the line, figure out what we want to do and what we want to present to the fans. Yes, that would be fantastic, Adam.
That's true, man. I gotta say, nothing but high class up there in Harvard.
This is so great.
Pulled pork sandwiches.
Pulled pork, Eddie. Come on.
What kind of direction?
Hartford is well known as the capital of pulled pork and mac and cheese.
Is it called the Ken Janander suite we get? Wow. This is amazing, man. I'm getting psyched for this. I would like a one-on-one with Sonar. Wish him happy birthday.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll have to talk about it before our next show, and we'll come up with a plan.
Sounds good. Now I got
All
something else to look forward to.
Yes. Let's see. Today is
27th.
Wednesday, and they have games tomorrow and Friday, and then they are back. They are off until next Wednesday. How does Tuesday work for you for our next show?
Tuesday, I am booked.
You are booked. Monday, the Giants are playing.
How about the 28th? Not the 28th. I'm sorry.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. The 5th.
That's what next. Hold on.
Next Thursday.
That's next Thursday. Well, they're playing Thursday night.
Okay.
They play Wednesday and Thursday next week.
Yeah, I'm locked in Wednesday and Thursday.
What about Sunday evening?
The 1st?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that.
You want to do Sunday night? All right.
Because the Giants aren't playing, right?
Giants play Monday night. When do the Jets play? Jets during the day on Sunday?
Who cares?
Well, there are some people that care, so I don't want to be insensitive to them.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, the Jets play Sunday night, 8:20 against the Chiefs.
Yeah, but we come on like the Chiefs. Come on. The game is over before it started.
Is that game's in it's at Shea Stadium.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm hoping that Liz Pendergraph is happy. She will be.
You want to do a little earlier Sunday so that we can be done in case people do want to watch the Jets. We can do 6:30.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do Sunday night 6:30. We'll come back. We'll talk about the next two games, and then we'll have two left, and then we'll do our season preview the following week.
That sounds great.
I'll call you in the next couple of days, and we'll talk about this Hartford thing.
Hatford.
Pulled pork and mac and cheese. I love it. Imagine.
Okay.
What if we get them to put our logo on the scoreboard? You think they have that technology up there in Hartford? Can we upload a JPEG?
They do have video up there. It could be. We'll talk to Patrick. We'll put the logo. It's not offensive, is it?
That would be something.
Wow. All right. Well, I think we covered all the ground we need to cover. I enjoyed the comedy.
I think we've done good work tonight.
Yes, they actually have a scoreboard in Hartford. Yeah, I once got on it because got the guy's name. A devastating check came my way, and I had my soda resting on the dasher, And
Oh yeah, I remember you
and
telling the
so-
story.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was the hit of the week or something,
yeah,
right?
hit of the week, and I was actually on it. Hi, ask Patrick if the suit has a coat rack. Hi, the Blarney.
I don't think this guy's Irish.
Huh.
His last name was definitely not Irish.
Okay.
It's like Arangola or something like that. Very nice guy, though.
We'll see how nice he is. I want carte blanche for us BSUers.
And he eats his pulled pork with a knife and fork.
That's right. I want chili.
I want the Corel dinnerware.
I want some Hormel chili as well.
Dinty Moore stew.
It's more stew. All right, boys and girls. Once again, I had a terrific time.
As did I. Always good.
So we're gonna see you Sunday at 5:30.
6:30. 6:30. After dinner.
After din.
Right. So we will see you guys Sunday. Enjoy the games the next 2 days. Devils and Islanders. Thank you all so much for being here. We love you guys. And let us know if you guys are interested in that Hartford trip. I know some of you have already reached out, so we'll have more information in the days to come. Eddie, always a pleasure. Take care, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.
You as well, man. It was always fun, as it's been for many, many years.
Yes, sir. All right. Let's go, Rangers. Good night, everybody.
Good night.